So here it is finally, Election Day in the United States. Millions of Americans are voting after being canvassed for a year and a half by Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton and others who have collectively spent billions of dollars trying to win their support. Now, barring any unforeseen events, we should have a winner by Wednesday. Throughout this show, I'll be joined by our agitator-in-chief, Craig Copetas. He'll be guiding us through the economics, politics and absurdities of the entire election process. Craig, are you excited? You've seen a lot of these elections.
We're into day 593 of this campaign. Are we done yet?
Well, how many Americans won't be voting? How many are going to just sit on the couch and watch it?
Well, the estimates range from anywhere from 40 to 60 million. Now, very briefly, in 1972, 61.3% of the Americans voted.
Right.
Back in 1884, 75%. Those are the all-time highs. So,
well, we'll see.
This could be higher.
We've got a couple of days and we'll soon find out. Okay, let's get to our first report now. We're going to Iowa, a swing state where the Republican candidate is expected to do well, but a Democrat surge is not out of the question. Our senior business producer, Azhar Sukri, is in the heart of that city in Des Moines. Here's his package.
A strong turnout in Des Moines, the state capital of Iowa. Up to the start of voting, all indications had been that Republican candidate Donald Trump would win comfortably. So what is it about his message that's resonating with voters here?
Jobs, definitely for Americans, and bringing some of our manufacturing jobs back home, as well as very, very concerned about where we go with minimum wage.
But even though the latest opinion polls before voting began showed Trump with a strong lead, several said they voted for his Democratic rival, Hillary Clinton.
I definitely don't trust Trump to negotiate trade treaties, and I think Hillary will hopefully get us better deals all around.
I think she would be the best for everyone. Not only, the other races, but blacks, whites, whatever, I think she'd be the best for them.
I want to see change, period. I want to see civil discourse from both sides, and I want to see honesty. But most importantly, I want to see more jobs. I want to see Americans being able to feed their families. I don't want to see more problems with Obamacare or more regulations from the EPA here in Iowa with farmers. They know what they're doing. I want to see more control put locally.
Trump has been driving home his plan to cut taxes and get tough on American companies that move jobs and profits overseas. Iowa's unemployment rate is below the national average, but wages have not grown as quickly as the rest of the country. Trump's candidacy has fired up the mostly white, rural, blue-collar communities of Iowa. But the Democrats won 6 of the last 10 elections in this state. In this close race, Iowa could play a pivotal role.
Get out there and vote.
Azhar Sukri, TRT World, Des Moines, Iowa.
And Azhar joins us live now. Azhar, you mentioned Trump wants to bring jobs back to America. How does he plan to do that? And do people there take his pledge seriously?
Hello, Matt, from Des Moines in Iowa. Yes, it is a beautifully sunny day. Before I answer your question, I have to say that voter turnout here, apparently, according to a couple of the officials that we've spoken to, has been very high. So, yes, that message that Trump has been putting out throughout his campaign resonating very strongly in this part of America. Some of the measures that he's talked about back in June, he outlined a 7-point plan to bring American jobs back to America. I have to point out, of course, that yes, America has lost a lot of jobs overseas, but it has also created a lot of jobs internally over the years, and even since 2008, job growth has actually been pretty strong. But going back to his plan, he's been talking about things like renegotiating the North Atlantic Free Trade Agreement, pulling out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and then, of course, getting really tough on China in so many ways, calling it a currency manipulator and things like that. All of those messages resonating, as I said in the package there, with this largely white, blue-collar, rural and suburban area of
Azhar,
America.
let's just turn to Clinton for a moment. She does keep talking about an economy that works for everyone, not just the people at the top. Words you'd expect from a Democrat, perhaps. But at the same time, she's been giving these secret speeches to Goldman Sachs for huge sums of money, cozying up to Wall Street. How does the Clinton campaign justify this?
Well, Hillary Clinton, as early as October, just in October, said that about 90% of the money that has been received by the Clinton Foundation, for example, goes to charitable organizations. But for the most part, that issue has been something that she has sidestepped. Of course, Trump has been hammering her on that issue, but also on things like the email issue, her use of a private email server. These issues have really been at the heart of this campaign, which we are now at the end of, and we are now on voting day here in the United States in Iowa.
Azhar Sukri, thank you very much for your work all this week. Appreciate it. Now let's go to our editor-at-large, Craig Copetas. Now, Iowa is a swing state, Craig, so it's regarded as quite an important trophy for these candidates. What happens if to everybody in the non-swing states, where it's all settled pretty much?
People don't pay any attention to them. You take a state like Louisiana, which is a Republican state. There is no Clinton campaign down there. There's not even an office. So if someone there has a question or has a problem that needs to be sorted out with voter registration or whatever, there's no one there to turn to because they've conceded
you mentioned
that.
Your son.
Well, yeah, what happened to my son is a student at Tulane University. He registered to vote. There was some kind of problem. He went to contact the Clinton campaign to see if they could send people in to fix it. He couldn't reach anyone. Now, if that had happened to him in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, or Florida, a swing state, there would have been 15 guys over at Tulane University in 10 minutes and sorted this out.
Okay.
So the question is, is the system rigged? Well, it depends how
or
you
is it just pragmatic?
Yeah.
All right, Craig.